I got asked to come and do a lecture here. I'm a local artist. I've been practicing art since '96. I'm a cross-disciplinary artist. I do music, writing, and drawing. And they all kind of intermingle, and it's really hard to sort of keep them separate because they all kind of relate to one another. Right now I'm really into music and I'm really into writing. That could change, who knows. But anyway, the reason why I came here today is mostly to talk about, well, to have fun because I've never been to one of these before, and also because I wanted to talk about miscommunication and the alienation that occurs with artists in our community and the world a lot of the time. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced it, whether you've been in art school or when you mention to someone that you're an artist, or someone says, oh, so when are you going to die so you can become famous? And stuff like that, and I really get tired of hearing that, and it makes me want to punch people. So I've had to find new ways to kind of like, deal with my anger and my frustration, because I'm a very angry person. I just try to domesticate myself so that I can fit into society and not become a criminal. You know, being an artist, by the way, is a nice alternative to being a criminal. It's a nicer way to give back, and you can transform your angst and your frustration and your general malaise into something good. Like the artist is always pitted against society in our culture, and I don't know where that comes from exactly, but I think it might stem from post-Renaissance ideals when artists were no longer seen as being something that was totally necessary in society. I mean, back in the Renaissance, of course, everybody was, painted, and they were sort of the photographers of the time. They documented things. They led revolutions. They did all these really awesome things that made you go, God damn, I want to be an artist. And now, you mention you're an artist, like, yeah, I got a job. Like, I sat outside Tim Hortons one day talking to a pair of buskers coming through town, and they were on their way to Topino. And we were sitting outside, and I was so mad because this lady, really nice, real dapper woman, got the frosted hair and the glasses and everything just so. And she walks up to these people and she just throws a resume at them and goes, "Get a job," just like that. And I mean, I was sitting there, and these are nice, peace-loving people, right? And I'm pissed off, like right away. I'm just like, whoa, But of course, I'm like, no, Sarah, that's not the way to give back to people. It'll just feed the fire. And someone long ago told me not to feed fires, and that's been something that I've really had to work on. Because my first impulse is, you know what? Kill. So I do. I want to kill everything, everybody. What's that? I come from a long line of discontented people, and I think, I do. It runs in my DNA, like right alongside my blood. It's like I've got two sets of arteries. I've got the hate running through me, and then I've got the life. And I try to feed the life more than the hate, but they coexist. So anyways, I talked to these people. I gave them a bit of money. I sat and had a chat with them, and they said, "Oh, don't worry, this happens all the time." And I said, it shouldn't have to. So I thought, well, I've been searching for a topic for this lecture, and I found it. So wherever they are in Tofino, I'm assuming are on their way thumbing it. I owe them a huge amount of thanks. We often have this Lady of Shalott syndrome when we're artists, ivory tower, I'm going to look down on the world, and I'm going to wear my hair forward and paint my nails black, and I'm going to hate the world, or I'm going to float around and, whatever. But, I've always been at odds with that, and when I was in art school, it seemed to me that there was always a real invisible wall between the doors of that place and the rest of reality, but nobody ever addressed it. So there was like this invisible elephant in the room, and so you're just supposed to ignore it. And when you get out, cross your fingers, don't forget your bungee cord, and just jump off the bridge and hope you don't die. And that's how it felt when I graduated. I was scared to death to leave school. But over the past 10 years of developing my art practice, and as I continue to grow as an artist, and it's been a very long, very tedious road. I do not recommend this path to anyone, but if you want to be a masochist, go hard, or if you just can't live any other way, then this is your path. So the main issue between, I'd say, mainstream society and us, and I used to not believe in that boundary, is language, the language we speak. you look at most people who are fitting into society or essentially are a part of it, and they all speak, in a sort of a template almost. I have a picture here, and you can't really see it, but I have a picture of two stickmen that are talking. I wanted to talk about how I see the difference between, I guess, mainstream society and us. And it's basically like, on the left-hand side, I have a guy who could be anybody, Joe Businessman or whatever. And, in his thought bubble, there are a series of lines. I was going to put some geometric shapes too, but I thought, nah, I'll just stick to lines. And then, on the other side, there's an artist, and everything's a squiggly mess. And, and somehow we're supposed to find a way to relate to each other. And when you're someone like me who, like I was saying to some people, someone closes their arms and I hear a door slam in my head, or someone is talking about, like, I don't know, something, and suddenly their words turn into this amazing color in my head and I want to paint it, or things like that. And how do you even explain that to someone who's not wired this way? I used to think that everyone was wired this way. When I was growing up, I thought everybody was this sensitive to the environment, and that everybody, had this holistic view, and oh, it was so pretty. And then I got older, and I got more angry because I realized that probably most people just don't hear this way. So I guess one of the things that I wanted to open up on the floor today is, are there any ways that we can sort of bridge the gap between the assumptions of society and the Van Gogh syndrome, and oh, you're going to cut off your ear and you're going to die, and only when you die will you mean anything to society? Or, can you sort of overcome that, and what are the ways you can do that?